Bonjour les amis, Bohdan is here for you, and this is the next video, but this time is about SEO strategy, and the question is, what is the SEO strategy of Amazon? So there will be a whole series of videos related to different SEO strategies of well-known websites and not so well-known ones. And it's the first one, and what Amazon embodies is a SEO strategy of category lead. Other examples in this field are Alibaba or any other big e-commerce websites and marketplaces. So the category leader strategy rests on several presumptions. First of all, they are trying to expand their capacities all over the markets where they can, and the advantage is the cost of production of unit on content. So whenever they have a low cost of production of unit on content or lower than the competitor, they would expand there in this field. How to calculate the cost of unit of production of content? So the cost of content here is that if you take the older expenditure of the company, cost fixed, cost variable, for the simplicity you can divide this one to the units of content, you've got this number, you've got this metric. So coming from the idea that marketplace or category leaders have lots of products, lots of customers who would supply these products, so they have relatively large number of PDPs or product detail pages, and they can create numerous assortments or categories from within this. So coming from this, they have a lower than any competitor cost of creating this particular unit of content or document or page, called whatever you like, and this creates the revenue. This creates the competitive advantages, which they want to expand all over the place till they can. Obviously, the main metric here, it will be what I call CACP, or cost of production of unit of content. But one key element is missing. This is eligible content. So not every kind of content will be calculated here in CACP. What I call eligible can be defined by different things, but the most common definition is that content that brings keywords or impressions. So content that has impressions in Google that is served to customers in Google. This is the eligible element. Depending on the cases, you can define it as active pages or pages that are earning clicks, or by case scenario, you can define it as pages that receive visits from Google from your log files, as seen from your log files. But this is not that interesting. What's interesting is that content has to be eligible. This will balance, this immense capability of production of content against the Google requirements, which are given by the notion of crawl budget. So the crawl budget is something that stays between the dominance of e-commerce category leaders and the end users. So what crawl budget means here in this particular thing is that each one of the category leaders will be allocated certain number of URLs for crawling and obviously indexing, and extending this crawl budget will define or will need more kind of helpful content metrics, so it will be defined by helpfulness of the content. So whenever these category leaders can produce the content, you will obviously see that this content may be much worse than their competitors, maybe much worse and have less keywords. But the problem here is that coming from the low cost of production of this content, they would try to expand it whenever they have crawl budget for this. Google obviously would be limiting the expansion by this crawl budget, as we normally see in case of Alibaba or in case of Amazon, coming from Google updates. But this is how it actually works. So category leaders are characterized by taking normally up to 70% of the market share of the revenue here, and the biggest competitors, the imminent prey, are pretenders or companies that want to be category leaders, but obviously in some smaller smaller category. Let's call them best in class or better than other better than competitor in the category. So this is when where they take the keywords, where they take the search queries from. This is where they take resourceful expansion by bidding or by consuming these competitors. Normally, category leaders would not directly compete with, niche websites, strong niche websites, or microsites. What creates the power of category leaders, except for what we know, is that obviously they have brand recognition, brand power. Whenever they produce low quality content or relatively low quality content, Google would not penalize them directly, as in the case of micro websites or niche websites, but instead they would just limit the crawling budget. In most cases, it will suffice to kind of stop the expansion. So this strategy is very simple, and the metrics, or the dominant metrics, as I said, is cut per cost of production unit of eligible content. The actual ways to realize this strategy is by increasing the number of customers, by outsourcing the content production to customers. In the case of marketplaces, for example, if you want to be merchant, want to sell something on the website, you would normally outsource the content production to you, which also brings down the cost of content production. Outsourcing the content production to clients, to end users, or whatever I call them, buyers, in terms of user-generated content reviews and so on. Aggregating or taking the content from other websites and using AI. Obviously, they use automated SEO tools in order to expand, mine keywords, and match the keywords against the selection of products and so on and so on. These are technical things, but it all rests upon the notion of cost of production and content, which is their strategy. Thank you for watching. If you find this video instructive, you can ask your questions or request consultation if you need. Thanks, bye.